Hello, my name is Sarah Balderson and my partner is Karissa Lester. Our project is called What You Can Spare, They Can Wear. When we were first given this assignment, we tried to think of the best way we can make an impact and relate to the run. We decided on an athletic gear drive for kids because there are many kids in the area that this could impact. Many kids can't afford the high registration fees and the equipment required to play sports. By doing this clothes drive, the families of the kids will not have to worry about buying supplies. This should increase the amount of kids able to play sports. In order to play baseball, the child has to buy bats, the uniform, cleats, and other miscellaneous items the coach requires. Then on top of that, the enrollment fees for Little League can be as much as $2,000. Knowing all the prices could discourage a child from playing a sport. By providing the necessary equipment, this will lessen the burden on the people having to pay for them to play. Many kids in the area are homeless and living in shelters. They feel like they can't be involved in sports because of money issues or lack of resources. We think we should have a children's athletic gear and clothes drive. Families get assistance like clothing vouchers for buying school clothes, but have to buy sports equipment on their own. We can ask the students of UC and the people in the area to donate good condition tennis shoes, clothes, and sports equipment like bats and gloves for kids around kindergarten to 5th grade. We can collect the donations at the school and an off-campus location, like Kroger or any other store that would be willing to contribute to our cause, and then bring them to past and present thrift store in Charleston. So, the goal of our project is to raise awareness of the problem and to get as many donations as we can to help out the kids in need. The plan for the athletic clothes drive should start immediately. We need to have the most amount of time possible for collection. The first thing we need to do is find a drop-off location for the athletic gear and clothes. We should have one on campus and one off campus. The one on campus should be centrally located and easy to find, like the Student Solution Center. The off-campus one could be a department store or grocery store, a place that families with kids could see, because they will be more likely to donate their good condition sports gear that their kids might have already grown out of. Next, we need to raise awareness of what we are trying to do. We will create a Facebook page that includes the 2 drop-off locations, the hours that the locations are open, when the collecting ends, and the date of the run. This will also be a place that people can ask questions about this event. This will let us know who is interested in the event and give us a general idea of who will be willing to donate. The flyer should contain the same things and be put up around the school and community. We should have the drop-off day at the thrift store around March 1st in time for spring sports to start. We will continue collecting until the day of the race. On the day of the race, we will have a table set up at the festival with cookies. If they donate items, they can get a cookie for free, or they can buy one and all proceeds will go to Sojourners Women's and Children's Shelter through the YWCA. We are going to give the proceeds here because they are directly related to the thrift store. If you stay so many nights at Sojourners, you get tickets that you can use to buy clothes at past and present. The resources we will need for this project to be successful will be the YWCA in Charleston, the Student Government Association at UC, and the supplies for the table at the festival. I already have a connection with the YWCA from past volunteer experience, and I volunteer at past and present thrift stores. I interned under Debbie Weinstein, the president of the YWCA in Charleston. I will use this connection to set up times to drop off donations. The YWCA is a great organization, and I have worked with them for many years. They always put the people in need first, and they will be a great asset to our project. We need the Student Government Association at University of Charleston to raise awareness at the school. They can add the clothes drive to their newsletter and help with hanging flyers around the school. Finally, the supplies we will need at the festival would be a table, the cookies, napkins, and the container to hold the donations that people bring. We could also contact the Charleston Gazette newspaper to advertise our athletic gear and clothes to drive clothes drive to let people know in case they aren't shopping at the drop-off locations or haven't seen the flyers. All in all, I think this project will make a huge impact on the lives of children in our area. Now my partner Karissa will discuss the food at the carnival, how the liberal learning outcomes and the mission of the University of Charleston relate to our project, the constraints, and some helpful tips we learned from researching how other people did a clothing drive similar to ours.
Hello, my name is Karissa Lester, and I'll be talking about the food for the festival. At the festival, we will be having cookies, 2 of which are chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies. We will need butter, brown sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, salt, flour, chocolate chips, baking soda, sugar, and eggs. We will have constraints. At this time, we do not have a location on campus planned to drop off the supplies or another location off campus. Another delay would be getting the flyers and media presents started. We will need a lot of paper for the flyers to be put around the community and campus. We will have to find someone to make the cookies and have money to get all the supplies. If needed, the YWCA can sponsor us if we absolutely can't come up with any money. We have to make sure we get approval from the University of Charleston to hold the clothing drive and collection bins at certain locations. We do have people donate, so if we don't have that, it'll be a constraint. The weather can't be terrible like thunderstorming, because then no one will come to the festival and they won't have anyone donate. There are 6 liberal learning outcomes: citizenship, communication, creativity, critical thinking, ethical practice, and inquiry. For the liberal learning outcomes, we will use citizenship by bringing the community together at the festival. We will use communication by communicating with each other with the locations of the collection bins and how many cookies are needed. We will use creativity by decorating flyers and the websites and the cookies. We will use critical thinking by having to think on the spot if something goes wrong so we can fix it or go about it in a different way. We can use ethical practice by being honest about what we're doing, and lastly, we can use inquiry for, like, if we're making 12 cookies but we need 24, how we will figure it out and how to do that. The mission of the University of Charleston is to educate each student for a life of productive work, enlightened living, and community involvement. We are using productive work by doing large amounts of charity for the community and the University of Charleston. We're using enlightened living by taking a fundamental stance that we have power and wisdom to resolve situations that may be a challenge in our daily lives or for this festival. And lastly, we're using community involvement by bringing the community together and helping kids who are underprivileged. There are many do's and don'ts. Some do's would be separate sizes and categorize the items. Make sure all items are clean. Make sure there are no rips and tears. Neatly place them in the bins and on the table. Make sure we include all parts to the equipment. Check the drop-off bins regularly. Secure the collection bins. In case of windy weather, the bins might be knocked over and the donations would fall out, causing some to be lost or damaged. Some don'ts would be: don't leave items unattended. Don't give items that have been recalled or banned. Don't give clothing that has an odor. Don't give items that cannot be used, because that defeats the purpose of donating and isn't helping anyone out. A study in 2004 by the University of Florida showed sports participation rates for children among families earning more than $100,000 per year is 33%. For those below $25,000%, it's 15%. This proves that kids with lower income families don't get to participate in sports as much as kids who come from higher income families do. This organization donates sports equipment in order for teams to save money on not buying equipment. This will in turn lower the registration fee for kids to join the team. This will hopefully resolve a lower income family's worries so their child can participate in sports and have the equipment needed for that particular sport. Lastly, some tips for successful clothing drives would be to find a partner, build a team so you'll have people to help you do things. Set a goal, identify a drop-off location and a time frame, get the word out, sort the incoming donations, and to deliver your donations. You could also share your success story to inspire others to get involved. I think if everyone participates, that this will be a success for the community.